Quitting video games made me love life again, and I guarantee that it would do the same for you. So my name is Atharv, and I help teens quit their video game addictions. And I make this video because I was in the exact same position as you. In the summer of 2022, my whole schedule was just wake up, forget to even brush my teeth, play video games for like 4 hours, then watch other people play video games for like 2 hours, then maybe play some more when my Discord friends actually woke up at like 2 p.m., and then keep going for about 8 hours until my brain was completely fried and I go to sleep without even knowing where all the time just went. So you might be thinking like, whoa, 12 hours a day, man, that's so cool. But honestly, life sucked in every single way because I started out with just 1 hour, probably just like you. Like you probably had this experience where you started out 1 hour, then it went to 2, then 3, because your friend just told you to play a little bit more, then 4, and then 5 or 6, and then your parents start getting a little bit mad at you. They're like, what the hell are you doing all this time? But you don't care about them. You don't listen to them because they don't know anything. So now it's more like 8 hours every single day. And now, honestly, every single minute of your day is just consumed with video games or watching somebody else play. And the bigger thing is, it's not even fun anymore, bro. Like, just reflect on the last few days. Have you really been having fun? If you were to record yourself watching you play video games, would you be sitting there dying laughing? Would you be having the most fun time of your life? Or you'd just be sitting there with a sort of like, with like a frustrated facial expression. Just like, you're not really having fun at this point. Because honestly, video games are kind of like a drug. Because you start out at 1 hour, and then all of a sudden, you're like a druggie that needs a bigger hit to get the same sort of feeling. So now you're to 2 hours. Now you're at 4 hours. It's never 1 hour. And then finally, it's 12 hours and you're not even enjoying it. You're watching YouTube while you play because you just don't enjoy it anymore. It's consumed your life, but you don't enjoy it. And here's the thing. These games have been meticulously designed to be the most fun thing you could possibly do. Like, there's a reason you don't feel motivated to study or do any of the hard work that you know you need to do. It's because there's video games. They're so much more fun, right? But when the most addictive, when the most fun substance, video games, gets boring, well, of course you're not going to be motivated anymore. Of course, life's going to turn a shade of gray and you're just not going to be able to enjoy it anymore. You're playing because you're addicted, not because you're having fun. Because if you were having like peak 10 out of 10 fun, you'd actually feel good at the end of the day. But you don't. You feel dirty. You feel like you've just wasted an entire day because you just have. But you don't even enjoy it now. I might not regret all the time that I was playing video games with my friends because every now and then it would actually be fun. But I completely regret all of the wasted hours of playing solo, watching somebody else play the exact same game while I play it because I just had no social connection. I was just bored. Video games was my way of just coping with the fact that I was a loser in real life, and the fact that I had no motivation to actually improve myself. So many teens live like this nowadays. And every now and then it feels kind of good because now you're at 200 stars in Minecraft Bed Wars. All of a sudden you've just maxed out in that one game that all of your friends play. Like every now and then it'll feel okay, but then it goes back to normal. Video games have become your baseline. Without video games, you're sort of like a druggie with like withdrawal symptoms. Like at one point I had like some eye condition because like my eyes were screwed up after playing for 12 hours a day for like 7 weeks. No way. And so I had to quit playing for like a week. And I can tell you, bro, I genuinely had withdrawal symptoms. I was the same way that an alcohol addicted guy would just curl up on his bed and just cry himself to sleep. Video games are literally like drugs, bro. If you contemplate trying to quit video games, you honestly couldn't even think about it. And so I'm saying this all because so many other teens are going through the same addiction. So many teens live like this nowadays. It's honestly sad. And it's time for somebody to tell you the harsh truth. This is unacceptable of you. You've been living like this for the past year, 2 years, 4 years, and where has this gotten you? You're fatter than ever. You're probably the weakest person of your generation, of your bloodline. 100 years ago, we'd literally be preparing to fight in wars. Now we do it in games instead. Instead of improving our physical endurance, we do it in games instead. It's time for somebody to actually get in your face and tell you like, bro, there is more to you than this. There's more to life than this. Playing video games 12 hours a day for what? Every now and then you'll watch somebody else play the video game while you're playing the video game. And you probably had this feeling of just like not really getting the point of life. Of not really getting the point of anything, bro. Because when you're playing and when you're distracting yourself for 12 hours a day, everything else in your life is gonna suffer. Because you've been neglecting it all. You probably haven't hugged your mother all day. You probably haven't had a one-to-one conversation with your father about his childhood. You genuinely live your life like you're AFK. You're probably living as if... Now let me just tell you what happened when I quit video games. So last year, I pretty much completely cut it all out. I'd just gone 3 days without even talking to my parents because of just how sad I felt after they kept on yelling at me for apparently being addicted. Like 12 hours a day, it's not addicted, right? And so after that, I just suddenly had this moment of like, man, screw this. There's more to me than this. There has to be something that I'm missing out on. And honestly, I was completely right. So last year there was a period where I just pretty much completely cut it all out. I said, screw this. I'm not gonna stay hooked to this addiction anymore because it completely controlled my life at this point. Because I was playing 12 hours a day, barely even maintaining my relationships. and I gained about 30 pounds in the last 2 years from there. And so what happened was, after I've quit video games from last year, I lost 20 pounds and my relationship with my parents is better than ever. Instead of arguing with my parents every single other minute because of how long I've been playing, I actually feel good hanging out with them. And they feel good about me. My parents love me after I stopped playing video games. I lost 20 pounds and I suddenly now have one of the best endurances in the class, in the school. Instead of leveling up in the video games that we've been conditioned to play for so long, I level up in real life. And I can tell you that it works the exact same way. If you're a chronic video game addict, you would be so good at leveling up in real life. But just think about it, you understand the grind. You understand what it feels like to just ruthlessly pursue a goal that, instead of it being in a video game, it's now in real life. That's the only difference. I'm happy now. I love life now. I don't think you could even imagine that because of how bad your mental health must be right now. Because again, you've been playing video games for 12 hours a day. You've been distracting yourself from how bad it is to exist in your crusty little chair playing video games for so long. It's not even fun anymore, so it's time for you to take this video as a warning. Because you have two options from here. Like, if you think about it, there's like a fork in the road right now. You could either go down the path of pleasure, of the least resistance. You could play video games every single day from now on. And 10 years from now, you're either going to kill yourself or you're going to regret all the time you wasted as your grades plummet and as you find out nobody wants to hang out with you anymore. Because you've invested all of your time in the video games, but now your life is just a shriveled husk of what it could have been. It's your choice. So you can either go down the depressed gamer route, or you could take this video as a warning and actually start acting upon it. Start leveling up in real life instead. Gradually cut out video games. Start eliminating solo game time because it doesn't even feel fun anymore. Instead of that, delay the gratification and go on a run. Do the hard work for a little bit every single day and start creating this new identity for yourself. Instead of leveling up just solely in video games, you started taking life more seriously. Start cutting out these useless crab-like gamer friends that you have that don't even benefit you. They just roast you all day because they're slightly better than you in real life. You can beat the competition that's literally sitting there waking up at 4 p.m. every single day by just waking up at a more reasonable time, like 9 a.m. You can beat the competition right now or suffer later. It's your choice. But I can tell you that the second option is so much better. So yeah, again, my name's Atharv and I help teens struggling with addiction create a new life for themselves. And if you enjoy this video, go down and click the subscribe button so that you get more videos just like this posted to your feed. I promise to just give you valuable advice so that you can eventually turn yourself around and look back and be grateful for the fact that you found this video. My goal is to get 10,000 teens off of video games. And so if you subscribe, you just help it out. So yeah, my name's Atharv. See you soon.